There's a new movie playing at the IMAX this week in Victoria that takes us to the jungles of Borneo and gives us an intimate look at the habitat of the orangutan. But more interesting even than the creatures in this production may be the humans. Here's Gordie Tupper.
We've shared this planet since the dawn of man. But as our world expands into theirs, more and more wild animals lose their families.
Stacey, these are scenes from the feature Born to be Wild, shot both in Kenya with the elephants and in Borneo amongst the shrinking orangutan population, where SFU professor Dr. Baruti Galdikas has spent most of her adult life.
I've been studying orangutans in the wilds of Borneo for 40 years now.
Now, my first question to her was the fairly obvious one. So many people watching the movie are going to say, why would somebody do this, live in Borneo all these years with orangutans?
I think it's because orangutans are absolutely fascinating. They are one of our closest living relatives. They share 97% of their genetic material with us, and they are just incredible animals, absolutely benign and benevolent and very gentle.
These sentiments are certainly apparent from the shots of the baby orangutans and their sometimes human-like behavior.
I often wonder if they miss the touch of their real mother. Or do they even remember her at all?
And filming her work in the jungle had, well, let's say, some special moments.
And one of those special moments that the filmmakers keep talking about is when they arrived at Camp Leakey for a scouting trip. Then they came back to the dock, and their 2 speedboats were gone, and an orangutan, an adolescent male, had untied the speedboats. One went drifting downstream. He took the other one.
But he couldn't figure out how to get the engine going.
He tried.
I bet he would have.
That was one of the things that happened on this film shoot, is the orangutans actually tried to get the generators started.
She just wants to help.
It's not working.
One of Dr. Galdikas's assistants in the jungle is her son, Frederick, who was also at the movie's opening. Frederick, you're in the movie yourself.
Yes, I am, yeah.
Riding a motorcycle with an orangutan on your
my back. Yeah, exactly.
Now, I gather living there for as many years as you have, you get pretty used to hanging around with orangutans.
Well, it's pretty much of a day activity, pretty much, in the life of rescuing an orangutan.
Are orangutans like having friends or like having a nuisance around, so to speak? I mean, are they pretty needy when you're out with them?
Both. Both. We try not to get too attached to a specific orangutan.
There you go.
I mean, the point of this, and it shows in film, is to rescue them and bring them through the wild.
It's hard to say goodbye.
Dr. Galdikas's inspiration and encouragement for her work came from none other than the legendary Dr. Louis Leakey.
I met Louis Leakey when I was a graduate student. I went up to him. I had heard him speak about how he encouraged Jane Goodall and how he encouraged Diane Fossey. And when I heard that, I knew he was the one. So I went up to him and I asked him for his help in setting up an orangutan study. So one thing led to another, and he did help.
The underlying message of the film is the loss of natural habitat for the orangutan due to the destruction of the jungle areas for the cultivation of palm trees to produce palm oil.
One of the most important things that you can do is not use palm oil. I think we have a very strong responsibility to make sure they don't go extinct. And the only way we can do that is by saving the horse.
You can get more info on these primates at orangutan.org or check them out larger than life on the IMAX screen in Born to be Wild.
Thanks very much, Gord. Just one more reason to pay particular attention to saving this great planet of ours. That's a wrap for our show tonight. Coming up tomorrow, we continue our eco theme. We'll get the buzz on bees and one man's mission to spread the word. I'm Stacey Ross. We'll see you then. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your story ideas by calling 250-480-3767 or drop us an email at island30@cheknews.ca.